All right, so this is a brand new thing that I'm doing here on the Undead Viking Videos channel. If you're watching this live, thank you very much. I can't imagine why you would, since I did no production or preparation for this. This is just for kind of my own fun and happiness. I am Lance Mix of the Undead Viking. That is Michael Fox.
Hello.
Yeah, very good. You know, just come on, get those cues. Let's do this. All right, so we are.
Hey, the video bunked out. What can I say?
Okay,
this is a transatlantic international extravaganza of Wrestle Club.
Where are you? Where are you located right now, Michael Fox?
I am in I was going to say sunny. It's freaking 8 o'clock in the night here. Sunny Belfast, Northern Ireland, the home of high quality wrestling.
There you go. So you look like you have a nice house. I like your curtains in the background.
This is our slightly janky second bedroom stroke office stroke place where the cats live.
There you go.
Although the cats are now downstairs, so they will not disturb until they decide to come in later.
Well, I have several dogs that will undoubtedly get up and wander around. So when they hear that clicking in the background, that's them. So you and I are members of the loosely affiliated Wrestle Club, the board game enthusiasts that go to several conventions who get together. You know, we have several members. We have like Tim Norris, who was of Passport Games. Now where is he at? I forget where he went. Oh, he went to GTS Distribution, right?
Yeah, and we've also got the bold JR
Honeycutt, who was supposed to be here, but he
failed to show.
Maybe he'll pop in here in a little bit. And then we got Rob Warren from Rob's Tabletop World. We got
Tony Miller, Bearded Rogue.
Yeah, Bearded Rogue. Why can't I think of his name right now? I feel horrible. North Star Games. Bruce.
Oh, of course, Bruce Vogue.
Bruce Vogue. Yeah.
The entertainer, Bruce Vogue.
The entertainer. So there's several members. Hopefully in future installments we'll have more that we talk. So if you're expecting us to talk about board games here, though, you are sadly mistaken. So if you're expecting us to discuss anything like that, we're not going to do that. This is absolutely 100% positively about the Royal Rumble 2019 that is coming up in a very, very short period of time. This is one of the few pay-per-views the WWE puts on that I actually look forward to.
I think it's got a it's got a certain special something about it. I mean, not only is it like, you know, a very different match, I find because it's not like it puts us on the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah,
and I always find that my interest sort of like dips around Survivor Series time, and I kind of don't really care that much about wrestling in sort of late November, December. But then sort of like come those couple of weeks into January, and you know things start happening about the Rumble. It's just like, oh yeah, the Rumble's coming, yeah, because it's just so different.
Well, and there's always the chance they're going to bring back some like random person from the past, or some you know super secret signing that they may have pulled off, or all kinds of things like that. So yeah, I mean it's that, and like you said, the road to WrestleMania, which is something I look forward to, not as much as I used to, but I look forward to that. I had to say, like the only ones I like the Elimination Chamber, just because I like the gimmick of that match a great deal. And then maybe Hell in the Cell, but I think they're getting rid of Hell in the Cell, right? Or there was talk that they're going to get rid of Hell in the Cell.
Ooh, I mean, Elimination Chamber I definitely like, because it is so over the top and so gimmick heavy. I mean, like anybody can smash out of those stupid pods at any given time, but the fact that, you know, all the competitors sort of make sure they're inside and they're trapped and blah, 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 blah. But no, man, I think the Rumble's where it's at. The Rumble has always been my favorite. Like, okay, when they launched the network and I pretended that I had an American address and managed to somehow sign up for it way back in the day. The first stuff that I remember watching was just sort of like a marathon of 4 or 5 different Rumble matches, because
like the Ric Flair Classic from
just a lot, sort of like from like 91. Obviously 91 was like the start of the modern era or whatever, but Yeah, the classic matches that I remember watching when I was younger. And yeah, I love the format. I love the fact that it's the anything can happen thing. It's just great. It's one of the greatest things that Vince McMahon never invented.
All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go through each match, touch on it briefly, give our thoughts on who we think is going to win. We're also going to I gave Michael some questions for him to ruminate upon while and then we're gonna cover it as well. So well, anyway, let's just dive in. So I mean, we got the pre-show matches. So once again,
it's a 2-hour pre-show this time, this year, isn't it?
Well, it's just ridiculous. But I think there's only going to be 2 pre-show matches. One is for the 205 Live, the Cruiserweight Champion, and that's Buddy Murphy, the champion, versus Akira Tozawa, Hideo Itami, and Kalisto. So it's like a 4-way, whatever they call that, like what 4-way death, fatal 4-way. There you go. 4-way death match. No.
Can you imagine a 4-way death match on freaking the pre-show of the Royal Rumble? It's just
barbed wire aplenty.
Lost the floor. It'd be amazing. Like exploding tables. I'd watch it. I mean, we're going to watch it anyway, but.
Well, yeah. So once again, probably like the most like athletic of the matches that we're going to see tonight is sequestered to the beginning, which understandable. Anyway, I'll just say who I got. They said like because Kalisto is part of the Luchador group, the 3 people. Like they're all like the Lucha House Party. They said that if he wins, then they're each going to be able to carry it and come in every once in a while and try to like, they're going to hand the belt off to another person in the Lucha House Party, and then they'll go out and defend it, and they'll hand it off to the other one. I don't think they'll do that, so I'm pushing Kalisto out. Akira Tozawa, good wrestler, but I don't think he's got anything going on. Buddy Murphy's got the really good, like, kind of, smarmy heel thing a little bit, just like, but I think Hideo Itami is going to grab this one just because he is stiff as heck. And we seem to be going in that direction where Vince wants his wrestling to look like as real as possible. I mean, like the knee strikes and everything from Hideo Itami just look like he's murdering people, even though he doesn't. And I think that's what he likes. So
yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I mean, especially on Hideo Itami's knee strikes. I mean, I remember back when he was Kenta back in New Japan and was just straight up murdering fools left, right, and center. And I was so excited when he was announced that he was coming to NXT and they did the big reveal, and it was just like, oh my God, he's coming to NXT. And obviously then he got injured and he's been kind of plagued with injuries, but yeah, he seems to be on a bit of a roll now. Like, and a role of health, if that's
and that's why I think they're going to give it to him, because I think if they're going to cash in on him right now, it's like they're going to like, he's finally healthy. Who knows how long this is going to last? Let's give him the belt and like see what he can do with it, kind of thing. So that's.
There's also the whole. I mean, and this probably isn't going to be the last time that we mention it over the course of the coming 9.5 hours of coverage, but with AEW sort of sitting, sniffing around people and going, here's things, and they're looking for talent, and when contracts are up, would you sooner be a reasonably sized fish in a slightly smaller pond, or would you just happily stick with what you're doing and not getting much attention in a much bigger company?
Yeah, and right now though, I mean, I don't think Vince is cutting anybody with AEW and stuff like that, which is kind of be a trend here that like I hear like if you're under contract, they're not letting you go. I mean, they're just no.
That's what the Revival are sort of apparently asking for their release every couple of weeks at the moment, and it's just not happening because that they'd be superstars over in anywhere else.
All right. Also regulated to the pre-show, which annoys me to no end, we have 2 of my favorite wrestlers. We have Nakamura versus Rusev for the U.S. Championship belt. Michael, who do you have and why?
Okay, this is horrible because I'm like you. I love Rusev. He's just gold. I love Shinsuke Nakamura and have done for a very, very long time. And they're just sort of, go over there and do this. I think Rusev's probably going to retain, mainly because I think Vince doesn't actually like Shinsuke Nakamura that much. If you're going to have two foreign guys battling over your
US
title, you might as well give it to the guy who can actually speak more English, I would assume. I don't know, man. This should be like way up there. This should be a match that people give a damn about. And
because the match where Rusev got the belt was a really good match.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back and watch that. It's very well done by all of them put together.
Yeah, good. And I assume they're going to do another good match here. But it's going to be on the pre-show. They'll be performing in front of a half-empty arena. The build-up's been trash.
Nothing.
Yeah. So
they had a little bit of the Lana got hurt thing going on, but whatever.
Rusev to retain is my call on it.
That's my call too. But do you see any shenanigans with Lana or anything? Any like perpetuation of the oh my gosh Lana got hurt thing or anything like that?
I mean, she might get involved a little bit. Nakamura sort of like gets distracted after she slaps him or something along those lines, and Rusev manages to pull sort of like a schoolboy, and he escapes on 2 3/4 or whatever. But yeah. I don't think she's going to get super, super involved. Hang around at ringside, a few distractions, a little bit of shouting. That's my call anyway.
Yeah, I also, one last thing I thought about that was that it's just like Nakamura needs to go off, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know where he goes from here, but they got to do something with him because he's not. I don't know. They just I don't know where they go with him.
Doing anything. I mean, okay, go back to like New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 9, okay, where he was the champion at the time. He walked out in front of tens of thousands of people, wearing, basically looking like the wrestling equivalent of Freddie Mercury mixed with a murderer, and he had this massive crown and this cape. And he had swagger and style, and he just walked down to the ring like he was the god of that building. Where is that guy now? He's not here because he hasn't got a place to shine. And he's somebody who, when the spotlight's on him, he's just fantastic. I mean, hell, I saw him in a freaking armory in Albany in front of 1,200 people, and he was that same wrestling god. And then I see him in front of, on television when they deign to put him on once every 3 weeks or whatever. And you might as well have the freaking cruiserweights out there for the amount of attention that the crowd give him.
Yeah,
it's crazy how someone can go from like S-tier superstar to it doesn't even feel mid-card at the minute.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if they put him in a thing with Kurt Hawkins.
And
Kurt Hawkins gets a win. That'd be horrifying.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not wish that evil on that poor boy.
No. All right, so we got the tag team champions, The Bar, two guys that I love watching versus, unfortunately, The Miz and Shane McMahon, who are the greatest tag team in the world. I got The Miz and Shane McMahon on this one just because they have to perpetuate that storyline. They have to keep pushing Shane and Miz together. There's just, and The Bar is just, they had The Bar, I think, did they beat the New Day to take the belts away? Mm-hmm. So they basically had to have a heel team come and take the belts so The Miz and Shane McMahon could get it. And this is something, once again, looking forward towards WrestleMania, where presumably The Miz turns on Shane McMahon unless they do something really crazy and have Shane McMahon turn on The Miz. I mean, this is part of course, we had the last podcast we did. I talked about how I had this idea of The Miz going face. And actually, I thought that would be cool, like have The Miz be a face for a while. Wouldn't that be neat? But yeah, so That's who I got. Yeah, I can't see the bar keeping the belts here.
Yeah, I mean, if any of this was real, derp. You know, two very large, very athletic, and incredibly strong dudes will beat the crap out of one large, athletic, strong dude and a middle-aged, slightly chubby chap.
Yeah, but he took that bro kick on Tuesday like a champ.
Oh god, that was brutal. Oh god, I completely forgot about that. I was flipping through Twitter earlier on today, and the gif of it came up. Somebody sort of like responded with that gif just to sort of like say that somebody had the hell kicked out of them. And I must have watched that thing like on a loop 30 times because just the whiplash of his neck going when the foot are connected, like your boy sold it. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're definitely, storyline, one of them's going to turn. It would be way more obvious for The Miz to do it because, well, The Miz is an asshole and we all love him for that. But it would be it would be more fun if Shane were to sort of like go down the path of evil, the dark side. The rest of the family's a bunch of evil. Why not him? It's weird having like him being the white sheep of the family.
I agree, and it's just like, but it's like one of those things where I don't know. I think having Miz just do a little brief face turn, I think would be a fun little thing for him to do for a little bit, just something different. But what are you gonna do?
He's basically a face now. He's just.
But people are so used to seeing him as an a-hole that like they can't bring themselves to be like everybody's like, all right, anytime now. When's it coming? When is he going to screw him over? That's the whole thing. So, but
I want to see him doing. I want to see him doing like bits to camera where he's talking about John Cena's done 500 Make-A-Wish things. I'm going to do 510 because I'm the good boy of WWE. It's just he'd be great at it as well because we know that there would be something awful coming because there always is.
All right, so then we have I don't know. I mean, this is my guess as to how the matches are going to go. And then we have Asuka versus Becky Lynch. Your thoughts? Your thoughts on this one?
This I think has the potential to be the best match on the entire card. Like Asuka, is regardless of her losing her streak, like the moment she set foot on main roster, Asuka is still a freaking ass-kicking demon of a woman and incredibly talented, a great, great wrestler. Becky, of course, is possibly the best wrestler, full stop, on the planet at the minute, just for the heat that she's pulling. Like her Twitter game is incredible. Just the way that she can wind up literally anybody. Like, have you seen some of the stuff that she's been throwing out? Like the stuff she threw out against Mickie James earlier this week?
Yep. I mean, she's owning the game beyond the game, so to speak.
Yeah, it's amazing. She has this this jacket that's been specially made for Sunday, which just sort of like has her name and the man written on it in Japanese in katakana. And it's like, this is fantastic. And she's got the talent behind her to back all of this up. She's an incredibly skilled wrestler. Great performer, great seller. I'm happy with either of them winning this. I mean, I wouldn't mind Asuka having a longer reign, but I think Becky's going to walk out of there with the belt.
Ooh, we're finally going to disagree. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because I believe there's going to be a situation where Becky Lynch is going to looks like she's going to win. Like, she gets Asuka into the disarmer or something, and she's, and it looks like they're going to, but Charlotte Flair will interfere. And then like, it'll be like disqualification match kind of thing, or something will happen where like Charlotte Flair will interfere, allowing Asuka to win or something like that, to set up like like some sort of feud or something, something to take up the time between now and WrestleMania. And the reason why I think that's going to happen is that then Becky Lynch is going to be in the Royal Rumble, and we'll get to that in just a moment. So, but that's my theory as far as that is concerned. Like, you will. I think Asuka's going to retain just because they're like, okay, let her play with the belt, and maybe she and Charlotte can have a feud or something like that. So, AJ Styles versus the new Daniel Bryan, the champion.
He's so good.
He is good, but he's not. I mean, he's not getting the heat that I would have expected. I mean, you and I are smarks, but I mean, like I guess I expected more fan reaction from him. But right now, WWE isn't getting. They're not really getting like crowd reaction like it used to be. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. I just can't see AJ Styles getting the belt back already. They're going to let Daniel run with this for a while and see where it goes. And then possibly, well, I'll put a pin in this. Daniel Bryan will still have the belt at WrestleMania for who I believe is going to win the Royal Rumble to wrestle him for a said belt at WrestleMania. So that's my pick. I'm picking Daniel Bryan.
I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree Daniel Bryan. I'm amazed that I'm agreeing Daniel Bryan, because just the way that he is carrying himself at the moment, and he's meant to be this evil, nasty, all new heelish Daniel Bryan, and like everything that's coming out of his mouth is like, it's true, and it's he's talking sense. And then you've got like AJ Styles is being portrayed as the face, and he's just putting himself across as an asshole. It's like, what is this weird WWE alternate universe? I mean, maybe it's AJ Styles' flat Earth version of WWE. Who knows? But it's this weird, like they're wearing the wrong shoes.
Yeah, it's different.
And I'm kind of digging it. Like I'm really, really enjoying the fact that Daniel Bryan is getting to call out his boss pretty much every single time he appears on TV. Did you see this thing about what's happening at the was it called Chase Field? Is that where they're holding the show on Sunday night?
No, what's going on?
It's this big baseball field, and the owners of the stadium announced a special Royal Rumble burger. And it's ridiculous. Like it's a burger with bratwurst and bacon and then hash browns. And it's a heart attack on a plate. And we both love it, and we'd regret it for many, many hours. But he called them out. He called the owners of the stadium out on Twitter, sort of saying, there are millions of children starving around the world. If you had any guts or any balls, you would take all the profits from this burger and donate it to charity. And he's like, what the hell? How is WWE in kayfabe allowing this to happen? Because he's going crazy. And Sami Zayn jumped in afterwards, sort of like retweeting that, going, yes, chant. After, and it was sort of like, oh my God. Like the two most woke members of the freaking WWE roster just taking corporate America to task. And it's like, I kind of love this. I kind of love it.
It's got me interested, and it's got me talking. So it's doing the right thing. Right. So, all right, so then we got the Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar, who deigned this important enough for him to show up, versus Finn Balor, the very first ever Universal Champion.
For 22 hours.
You give me your thoughts and why.
Balor's not going to win this.
Nope, no chance. Not at all.
Like the song says, no chance in hell. This is, and that pisses me off. That annoys me, because Finn Balor is, I love Finn Balor. He's great. He is very similar to Daniel Bryan. He's a great performer, looks great. You know, he should be up there. And they had the whole thing on Raw where he was sort of like Vince McMahon comes in, I don't believe in fairy tales, son. It's just sort of like, then why did you make him your first ever Universal Champion if you don't believe in him? But then we know that this is just going to lead up. You know, Brock's going to win, probably through some. He'll have the merry crap beaten out of him for a very long time, and then he'll pull an F5 out of nowhere, and then, you know, Finn will basically be declared, you know, dead on the spot, and he'll retain, and then WrestleMania, boom, there you go.
I think it'll be one of those things where Finn will have the upper hand for a little while, and he'll like kind of, you know, because of his quickness, you know, and he'll stay out of reach. Eventually, what'll happen is that they will, you know, have a thing where he'll finally get a hold of him, you know, and then just throw him around the ring for a little while with his repeated suplexes, and then F5, and then done, you know, and then
he'll be like Lenny with a bunny.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just because there's no way you're not having Brock have the belt at Wrestle. He's got to go to WrestleMania with it, which also feeds into my Royal Rumble prediction here very shortly. All right, so now we have Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks. I don't know. This is, I know Ronda is very popular with a lot of people. I have not been a fan of her. I feel like she's kind of a one note. I thought they could have done something amazing with her when she got nine shades of spit beaten out of her. You know, and she like reacted, and then the crowd were like booing her or cheering the fact that she was getting the tar kicked out of her, and how like you saw her look into the ring and she must have picked somebody out and said, "You are not a man," or something like that. She reacted to the crowd, and they had a marvelous moment there where they could have made her heel, or even like a tweener heel, and I would have been all in for her. You know, just like saying, you know, it's like, really, you know, it's like, you guys pretend to wrestle, I come out here and break faces, you know, and like, and then go even more breaking the fourth wall, you know. But you know what, they didn't do it for whatever reason. They didn't want to have her be, you know, the bad guy or whatever. So I'm not. It's so impossible for me to, like, you know, because of the fact that Brock was a wrestler like first, and then he went to go do the UFC, and then he came back. It's like I can buy into that a little more. For me, the suspension of disbelief just isn't there. I just don't like the fact that it's like, oh, we're gonna have you throw Triple H around the ring, you know, and it's just like I just, and you know, and I fully applaud the fact that they do not have men fighting women in the WWE. I think that was like, you know, and that, I think that's great that they don't have intergender battles. But it's also like, it makes it so it's like, well, why are you having her throw like a, you know, 14 or 12-time world champion around the ring? I don't know. I don't like that stuff. I think it's just one of those things where, yeah, but she sells T-shirts and people are excited about her, and so it's not my cup of tea. But I can't see Ronda Rousey not keeping the belt once again till WrestleMania, which stinks because I like Sasha Banks. I think she's a really, really good wrestler, and I think she does a fantastic job. And I don't know how they're going to do this in a way that she's going to come out of it looking strong, you know. And I kind of worry that Sasha Banks is going to, like, I don't know, maybe there'll be something where she gets hurt and like Bayley comes out to help her, and they can kind of solidify the fact that those two are going to be a tag team for the upcoming women's tag team division or something like that. I don't know. I just what if Bayley came out as a heel and Sasha went heel, and then they could be like the heel tag team in the tag team division? I could go with that. I'd like that. That would be good.
That's it. So Bayley as a heel is basically exactly the same Bayley, just wearing a black leather jacket.
Yes, exactly.
It's the way of the future.
And a goatee, and the Spock goatee.
Yeah, Rousey's not losing this. You and I, sir, we've we've discussed my issues with Ronda Rousey previously, not just as a wrestler, but also as a trash human being. To me, she is basically, she is the women's division equivalent of Brock Lesnar. And my opinion of Brock Lesnar is that he is not the draw that he used to be. And he's not talented. He's just a bludgeoner. And Rousey is very, very similar in my book. She's got a limited moveset. Now, this isn't me saying that she's bad. Hell, she's better than a good selection of some of the people, some of the women on that roster. And she's made some incredible strides in the year since she appeared on WWE TV. But it bugs me the fact that they went all in on her so quickly. And if the rumors are true, apparently she's up and leaving post WrestleMania. So
yes, well, she wants to start a family. She wants to,
and
her husband want to have children.
Yeah, so. and fair play, that's great. But did you need to spend the millions of dollars that it took to get her signed for a year to put all this focus on her for her just go after just a year in the business, when you could have I don't know, built up a bit more with your other female wrestlers, the ones who've been working in the business for a freaking long time.
Yeah, and put their time in. So
yeah, I don't know, it bugs me, but
it bugs me. But she'll be gone soon. That's if she's leaving, she's leaving. Then we don't have to worry about it anymore. So yay! Women's Royal Rumble. All right. So I really can't see anybody but Charlotte Flair winning this. I just it's you kind of look at the roster and you look at all the people. It's like you're going to put that thing on Charlotte Flair and you're going to have her, make a decision as far as, who she's going to go after. And I think Becky Lynch will come in after losing and she'll be like a late one. Maybe there'll be something where she beats up somebody and takes their spot or something like that. She'll come in and then Charlotte will, or maybe if they can pull it off, maybe they'll be one of those weird, they both hit the floor at the same time. But leading up to possibly either a triple threat match between Asuka, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch, or you are going to end up having, but I just think that Charlotte's going to go after Asuka's belt, and then they're going to do something with Becky Lynch, and they're going to have her face Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania, and she'll be the one that defeats her. That's kind of conjecture, but I think Charlotte wins this one. I think Charlotte wins the whole thing. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm looking at 20 people who've declared for it, and nobody stands out as this is the person I want to see, pointing, standing on that ring post at the end and pointing at the WrestleMania sign. The Charlotte Flair, she's fantastic. And you've got there's a lot of great wrestling talent on that list, but Ruby Riott, we're not going to see Ruby Riott freaking, lasting in there for absolutely ages. We're not going to see Bayley winning it. It's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of the big names, and most of the big names are stuck in other matches. If Asuka does retain and Becky does come in, there's a possibility that she could sort of be the one to do the. It would be those two in there at the end. It would be Charlotte and Becky in at the end, and it would be a knockdown, drag out freaking slobber knocker.
Slobber knocker is good old JR used to say.
But yeah, I think Charlotte's a shoe-in for this one.
Yep. All right, men's Royal Rumble. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna go first again. So here's my winner, and this is and because you can go one of two ways with who they decide to go after. The winner is gonna be none other than it's gonna be John Cena, and the reason for that is that he's got to go to WrestleMania. They're either going to have him face Brock Lesnar and get his revenge for the like manhandling that Lesnar gave him the last time they ran into each other, or he goes up against Daniel Bryan because you got the whole weird Bella thing going on as a subtext. And just imagine Daniel Bryan being able to just kind of tear apart John Cena for the new Daniel Bryan. Imagine just the giant bowlfuls of promos that Daniel Bryan could come up with, everything. And it's just and you gotta give John Cena his his record breaking 17th win, and it'll come at WrestleMania, and because that's a huge draw, people are gonna be excited for it, and that's what they're gonna do. So there you go. That's my winner.
Cena is apparently injured.
No, he isn't. He's superhuman. That's just a swerve. That's what they want people to think.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I love the idea of this big build up. I think they're going to play it safe and go Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I mean that's the safe bet, right?
Yeah, and I'm okay with that because I like Seth Rollins. He's
I'm not a fan, but whatever. My wife likes him, so I guess I'll have to just applaud anyway.
Just stand there and applaud.
Yeah.
I like what he's doing at the minute. I like the fact that 6 months ago I was standing with my brothers in the Shield, and now one of them's super ill, and the other one's just an ass, and I'm the only one here who's able to sort of fight for the honor of the Shield. And yeah, I can see him going up against. I think he'd probably go for the Universal belt. And then finally, I think we'd see Lesnar lose it.
What if Lesnar kicked out of the Stomp though? Maybe remember I asked that, who's the first person ever to kick out of the Stomp? What if it was Lesnar?
So he has to come up with something brand new on the fly, a brand new finishing move.
Yeah.
To make it happen.
All right. So here's I think I'm going to skip. I just thought of a better. Well, actually, here I'm just going to do two of my surprise questions. We're not going to worry about the number of who gets the most eliminations or whatever. We're not going to do it that one. But what I am going to do is pick 3 surprise entrants for both the men and the women. For my women, I was sitting there, I was racking my brain because I couldn't really think of anybody that that I'd be surprised by. So I went all old school. And I think it'll be. I think Lita comes back, and maybe even and she'll do something. But I think the whole thing is, I think it's all gonna be old school from the same era. So if you went Lita, Trish Stratus, and of course now I can't remember the third person's names. The third person's name from that time. I should have wrote it down. But anyway, 3 old schools, and then have them clean the ring. And have the 3 of them oh, this is the old era, and just have them at one point during that middle part where you're just throwing the jobbers out there one after one, have them own the ring for 3 or 4 entrants, right? And just take over, and then have an Ember Moon come out, and then a member of the Riot Squad or something, and then get 3, but they don't enter the ring, right? Because you can't get eliminated until you enter the ring, and have them wait. And then you have 3 of the new school people, and then they all jump in the ring, and then you have a changing of the guard kind of thing going on.
Or you just send Nikki Cross in, and she just straight up murders him.
That is that too. But anyway, if you had to guess 3, what would you? What's your 3?
I want to see. I want to see some of the NXT women come up. If I had my dreams come true, I'd have AJ Lee, massive surprise return, but we all know in our heart of hearts that's never going to happen. So let's go NXT. I would love to see Io Shirai come up and do something amazing. I think it's pretty much a deadlock that we're going to get Shayna Baszler will appear.
Yep.
Which ain't much of a surprise. I don't know. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Bianca Belair come up and see what she does in front of a
large crowd,
in front of a big crowd. Because you know, obviously she's going to be on the takeover the night before. But I would love to see what she's like. The atmosphere at the Rumble is going to be very, very different. So
yes, it is.
And it would be a pleasant surprise to see those three, come down and do well as well.
Yes. All right, and the last thing. Men. I'm going full on return of Bray Wyatt and his clan. The Bludgeon Brothers and Bray Wyatt all come back.
Oh, you're counting them as your three, or are they?
Yeah, well, because Bludgeon Brothers have been injured, as was Bray Wyatt. They've all been cleared to wrestle, and I see a reunification of the Wyatt brothers, of the Wyatt family, and just and having them come out and having a moment to clean house for a while, and then and then they can go rampage through a tag team division for a while. That's my guess.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. I think we're going to get. I'm going to go NXT again. We're going to get Gargano and Ciampa.
Ooh,
one after the other.
How about both?
I think we'll get Gargano comes out. Ciampa comes out first. Gargano comes out, and they're going to continue this. Are they on the same side as each other sort of thing that they've been doing over the last few weeks? But they will end up beating the merry hell out of each other and eliminating each other. And just plucking someone out the air, let's say Rob Van Dam.
Ooh, look at that. Going real old school.
I think I think he'd be... He's not going to have to be in for long. He comes in, he gets like a 4 or 5 minute run. He maybe eliminates a couple of jobbers or whatever. But yeah, I would love to see Rob Van Dam just sort of like standing on the ring post doing the RVD thing. That'd be fantastic.
It would be fantastic. All right, and then just describe the shenanigans that Kofi Kingston goes through to prevent another elimination.
I mean, he's done everything. I mean, there were pancakes involved last year. Well, that's all right. Has he ever leapt from the ring to the desk?
No, but he has. Yeah, but he's gone to like a guardrail before.
Yeah, he's gone to the rail, but he's never done. So I think he's gonna. Okay, so he's up on the ring post, sort of like, smashing somebody, they're smashing him, and he's sort of like, whoa, and then he like freaking springboards onto the desk, which inexplicably manages to stay standing. Because they didn't push the button to collapse it at that point. And then how does he get back in? He has to do some sort of running jump in order to make it.
Or maybe like New Day members like put out folding chairs for him, and then he just runs along the folding chairs, and then.
I mean, I think that's BS. Like if like the whole both your feet have to touch the ground. The freaking pancakes are on the ground. The chairs would be on the ground. You touched it, you're out.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Like,
well, I'm going
to
go true cartoony here.
Okay.
He ends up on an island somewhere. It doesn't look like he's gonna be able to make it back. Somehow, the other members of the New Day scatter a bunch of DVDs of M. Night Shyamalan movies, and then as he goes back, they all say, "What a twist!" And because it has become a one-note thing where it's like, "Oh, here's Kofi. What's gonna happen? What's the crazy thing that he's gonna do?" That's gonna do it. So that's my joke.
How about this? Has he ever done it that okay, so he's stranded out somewhere. He's like, he might be standing on the guardrail or whatever, standing on the desk. The other members of the New Day come in, batter the hell out of a couple of people, throw them out, and they're thrown out, and they're super groggy, and like, oh, what am I going to do? And then Kofi just sort of like leaps across them like stepping stones.
Oh, like Crocodile Dundee did when he ran across the backs of the alligators or whatever. Or was that Pitfall Harry? Or was that James Bond? It was somebody.
Yes. Crocodile Dundee running across the backs of alligators. Think about that, you bleeding Egypt. Yeah,
I just realized. I guess that Crocodile Dundee would be running across alligators, which he was running across crocodiles.
Yeah. Okay. So I rescind my first idea and have him leaping across the
Kurt Hawkins. He jumps on Kurt Hawkins' shoulders and makes him chicken fight his way back in over to the ring, and then he climbs back in.
He's already done the shoulders thing. He did that with Big E.
Oh, that's right. He did that.
He can't do that again.
All right. Well,
he needs to leap across the strewn corpses of his fallen comrades.
There you go. Well, Michael, thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it, buddy.
Bless you. Thank you, sir. As always, a pleasure. Never a chore.
Yes, and I'll be tweeting at you repeatedly during the Royal Rumble. So
yeah, I mean, I fly out to Germany the day after, so I might as well stay up.
There you go. What else are you gonna do? All right, for those of you who actually tuned in to listen to us talk about this live, thank you so much. It's crazy. We had like 10, 11 people here, which is insane. So yeah, so expect to see this for all the pay-per-views and different members of the Wrestle Club showing up as well. So adios, my friend.
Adios, and thank you all for watching. Enjoy the Rumble.